Hey, you. Welcome to Mad Sports. Let's get started. NFL Week 5 overreactions and reality checks. So I want to go through these with you guys. Roughing the passer penalty on Tom Brady cost the Falcons the game.
Reality.
We can't say that it cost them, but it's...
Grady Jarrett's sack on Brady would have given the Falcons the ball back in 21-15 game.
I think it's a reality.
I think it's
reality. I think it's. I'm not. What I'm trying to say is that we obviously can't guarantee it, but they obviously, it's very likely that they would have won.
I would say it's a reality.
The only thing though, I was watching that game and there was some magic happening. I mean, the Falcons are making plays.
Yeah.
They went for 2 and got it, so that if they scored a PAT, won it. They had all momentum at that point, and then they got the stop they needed.
That's 2 roughing the passers in the past couple weeks that are like.
It's awful.
Which ones are you talking about?
You see the Raiders Chiefs?
Well, there's 3. There's the Raiders Chiefs
That's
that was called.
That one was
it was
awful.
a strip sack.
Awful.
And
he put his
But
whole
it was
body
because
weight.
of the body weight.
But
the
it doesn't matter. What is he supposed to do?
The strip happened
What is he
before.
supposed to do?
No. I agree.
I know.
I thought that was
I was
bad.
just so pissed.
And then based off of the Tom Brady's call, why when Patrick Mahomes got flung down was that not called roughing the passer? That's the questions that it brings up.
On
When
Tuesday,
somebody like
the
Tom
NFL
Brady
had
gets
a meeting
thrown,
about it.
They did, but what's the difference between that play and Patrick Mahomes? It's because Tom Brady's 45 and old, and
Maybe.
in my mind, it's respect to an older vet.
I think it's
And trying to protect him.
I think it's the refs.
It's
Yes,
No,
but
I
I
think
think
it's
not every
No,
ref
it's
is
the
going to
ref that made the call.
I know,
he
but
probably
I'm
would have
saying-
made the same call in the other game if it
I'm
was the
saying
same
the-
ref.
I thought it was egregious, man.
I thought so too.
Neither
This
of
is
them.
football.
Neither
This
of them
is football.
should have been
No.
called roughing the passer.
none of the calls.
But it's
should have been.
you can't say that Tom Brady got it called because he's Tom Brady or because he's 45. It's because of the referee. It's
But
just
I mean,
the
there's
personal-
also the possibility that
No, I don't
Yes,
think there is.
okay, but-
no, it's just
okay, in my mind there is because the more years you have in the league, it's the same thing with basketball. You get more calls in basketball as you become a higher paid player
I don't
and a
believe
bigger
that
star
at all.
The only thing is
What facts do you have that say that when you are a higher paid player and a bigger star, you get more calls?
My only problem I have with that argument is we're talking about, okay, Tom Brady, great. Tom Brady. The other dude is Derek Carr.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
talking
if
about
we did
Patrick
get the call,
Mahomes. I'm
There
talking
was
about
a-
Patrick
no,
Mahomes.
There's one on Patrick
Where
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes got flung down like Tom Brady did, and it was not called roughing the
I
passer.
understand that. I understand
That's
that.
what I'm talking about.
But no. I know. I was gonna finish and say, and then it didn't happen. And so I don't see if you take those 3 situations.
Yeah.
I don't see any obvious evidence that points to that.
What he's
'cause
saying
Tom
is,
Brady,
was Derek
Mahomes
Carr
is-
got called because he's Derek Carr? No,
No,
just-
he's
I'm just
nothing
saying that-
special.
and
he's
Brady
Derek Carr.
and Mahomes did it. Mahomes is probably to a lot of people annoyingly the NFL's golden boy right now. He chews on his mouthpiece just like Steph Curry's Bleacher Report has a video for it. They're obsessed with him.
No, I agree. I think that if there was anybody in the league right now who was going to get more calls because of that, it's Patrick Mahomes. Because
I just think
he's the future of the NFL. I mean, I'm not even saying that sarcastically.
No.
The dude,
He's the
dude
president.
is a right, but he got beat by Tom Brady 2 years ago. Okay,
He's
Oh,
beat Tom
gosh.
Brady 2 weeks ago.
I know.
Hey, listen. Here's my issue, man. I was watching. We were talking about the UCLA
He
Utah
has to go
game.
2 years ago.
No, I'm just saying it's not the future. It's not the present yet.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Tom Brady is the past.
No.
Aaron Rodgers is the past.
Watch yourself.
Hey, listen. This is my biggest thing, man. Because we all love football. That's why we talk about it. But what I struggle with
You
is
just hit 90 decibels somehow.
they're just too. The refs are too. They have too much of a say in the game.
Yeah.
That's kind of my knock on basketball too. You watch basketball and it's the last 3 minutes is just all about who gets the call and who doesn't, and that's the game.
Here's the thing. Why are they not reviewing?
Well, that's what they had a meeting about. Was
I
to
feel
see if
like-
they can make it reviewable. See
No, I
what
feel
their
like
options are.
if I'm gonna be completely honest, this adds a lot of work. But any flag that's thrown should be able to be reviewable, or that it should be reviewed by New York, right?
Yeah, but-
New York should be looking at every flag and just making sure that it is actually a flag. If it's not, then like just
you
like in college,
you run into the issue of the pass interference reviews.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because that's not even a thing anymore.
Exactly, because of
Right.
the issues
So
you
just
ran
make
into with it.
what issues? Have New York say, was it a flag based off of the rules that we have? Was it a flag? The same that they do.
I hate that.
The same that they do in college with targeting, right? Every targeting is reviewed. Period.
Yeah, but
I
you can't
have a
say every
solution.
penalty is reviewed.
Still,
I
but
have a
if
solution.
it's gonna be this wild where it's like this egregious, then
I have a solution. Find
stop
the
throwing
refs.
flags.
Find the refs.
We're playing.
Have New
I
York-
like what you said,
have them-
Ty. The solution
Or
is
be able to
Have them
remember the
review.
fact that we are playing football.
Well, here's my
have
thing.
them review,
Hey.
like Miguel is saying, and
not-
fine or suspend them.
My issue is this. Dude,
They got to be
look,
getting paid.
Look, if you have Vontez Burfict, remember that guy from the Bengals, super dirty player? He was on the Raiders
No.
too. He's the one who literally almost killed Antonio Brown.
Okay,
He's
okay,
notoriously known as
yeah.
the dirtiest.
the one that hit
One
him
of the
when he was
dirtiest
going
player.
for the
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
So-
and then Juju
And then Juju
Uh-huh.
popped him.
back. Yeah, I like
And
that. I like
Antonio
that video.
Brown was crazy after that.
Here's my biggest thing, man. And same, we were talking about the UCLA USC game. UCLA gets a pick after they
UCLA,
get a
Utah.
pick.
Utah.
Sorry, yeah.
UCLA, Utah.
And the Utah dude gets his freaking bell rung because the
Yeah.
Utah dude.
The
targeted
UCLA
him.
dude just boom.
100% targeting. I think that it shouldn't be about was there helmet-to-helmet contact. Guess what? My head has a helmet on it, and it's attached to my freaking neck, which is on my shoulders. So it could happen easily. There's helmet-to-helmet contact. I think it's got to be all about intent.
Yeah.
What does it look like? Does it look like it was?
If he like is
And
he
when somebody
defenseless?
comes in like
is
this and
he-
puts his head
is
down
he
and-
defenseless and you're going after him just
Yeah.
because
And not
you
only
can?
you're going after him, but
You're lunging
UCLA
at it,
went.
like- yeah, 100%.
It was a
targeting.
yeah,
You're gone.
for sure.
I'm cool with that, man. But I struggle when it's stuff like that. Like I'm sacking the quarterback. Like,
And I stripped the ball. I
and
stripped
because
the
I'm
ball.
fat, because I'm 300 pounds,
There's nothing you
I
can
landed
do.
on you.
We're
and
playing
that's not safe.
football.
One
Come
of
on,
my
dude. I'm
one
a
of
D
my
tackle.
issues with it is it goes back to what Diego was saying, but you look at baseball. Angel Hernandez is one of the most notorious, horrible umpires there is in the game. They make videos about how many missed calls he's had. The MLB has done nothing. Send him down to AAA. Send him down. Like, if you can send, it's just like Diego was saying. You can fine players, you can suspend players. If you can send players down, then you can do it to umpires or refs or whoever it is with it, whatever sport, because in every sport, not just baseball and basketball, refs and umpires are ruining the game because there's so
They're
much
game
that
changers. They want
that,
to be game
that,
changers.
that they hold so much power. Like the guy who blew the
that
perfect
guy
game.
bet on
They
that.
got-
guy who
they got money
the
on
guy
that
who blew
parlay.
the,
That's
the guy who
bad.
blew the perfect game for the Tigers pitcher.
Yeah.
Clear safe call. He apologizes after the game. Well,
Jim
okay,
Joyce.
cool,
I have
but
another solution.
like, do something about it.
What's the guy's name that they always go to for like just the analyst?
Yeah,
Oh, I know who you're
Mike-
talking about.
Yeah. So,
Mike, no,
but what I'm saying is like, so you
The
have
New York guy.
you have the referee with the white hat who's the one in charge on the field, right? Have him down there still, but then you have somebody up in the booth watching it on a video screen that can call down within a few seconds. It's not like we stop and review when they're huddled
Jim
up.
Sterator.
Yeah, Jim Sterator. When they're all there huddled up
I didn't
talking
even look
about
that
the
up
penalty,
either. Ha!
when they're talking about the penalty like they do every time, that gives whoever's up there a chance to say, no, guys, that's not. And like have him be the eyes in the sky, right? Like where it's like of more, as long as it usually takes, you don't have to stop the game.
I mean, obviously, and when I say that, I'm not talking your offsides or your false starts. Like those are obvious. But your 15-yard penalties, review them. Your 15-yarders, review them.
first down, automatic first downs.
Review them. Just it takes. It's not long, and even like when we watch them do like when they challenge plays, like there's some times where it takes a long time, and I'm like, what is taking so long? Like it's very clearly obvious what we're seeing.
Yeah.
So your 15-yarders, your personal fouls, your unnecessary roughnesses, just review them. Give them another.
Well, here was
give
kind of one
another
of my
look.
issue. I know we keep bringing it, but it's just a game we all watched, and it was recent. But UCLA, Utah, right? They called. This is stuff that drives me nuts. Okay. The UCLA got a stop, and they called a PI, and then Rising ends up scoring. It was like beginning of the second half.
Yeah.
Not a PI, and it wasn't really catchable. It was kind of in
Right,
the back
I know,
corner,
yeah,
headed
yeah.
out of bounds. Was not a PI, in my opinion. Was not a PI. But they called it. Whatever. That's the call.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next play down is third down. DTR throws the ball. They don't call PI, which was just as physical as the possession before. But then they didn't call PI. I'm like, that should have been PI. But then they call some weak roughing the passer.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, there's just no consistency. If we're gonna be really touchy,
Roughing
then
the
everything's
passer
a PI
on Utah?
On Utah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Against UC or for
Against Utah
UCLA.
for
Yeah,
UCLA.
I remember
But
that.
they didn't call the
It
PI.
was
which
a weird. Nobody knew what was happening because we all thought it was a PI, and all of a sudden it was roughing the passer.
Yeah, and it's like, how is that not PI? But that one before was, and it's just, there's no consistency. So I guarantee you, if we go look at all these games, Brady wasn't, and maybe he was, but I don't know the stats, but I guarantee you someone on the Falcons or the Buccaneers was sacked in the same game. There's no call, and all of a sudden, he tackles Tom Brady, who's 6'4". He's a big dude.
Yeah.
Tackles
Brady
him,
threw a fit,
and
too.
he spins him.
Well,
on the ground.
why was
So
Tua's?
He kicked his leg, and I think my opinion is
Yeah,
that it was
Antonio's
called
gonna bring up a good point though.
Why?
my opinion is because it was called because of the fit that Tom Brady threw, which is fine. Like he was trying to draw the call, right, and he did. Like he knew the ref was watching, so he throws a fit, starts acting like he's upset because it was. He made it seem like he was a lot rougher than it was just by his reaction, and the refs took the bait.
Well, another example is why
This is the last point. We're moving on.
when Tua was thrown down and hits his head, and obviously the guy's not trying to give him a concussion, but why is that not called roughing the passer when he flings him? Gives him no protection. He hits his head. He gives him no protection to brace
We're playing
himself.
football.
Excellent point.
Yes, exactly.
We're
And
playing
so
football.
my point
None
is,
of them should have
that's
been
my
called.
point. It's like you said, if it's going to be called, then call it. If it's not going to be called, then don't call it. But it can't be Tua who goes out with a concussion, whose hands are stuck like this,
Cripping on him.
and then Tom Brady gets thrown down, and Derek Carr gets his body trapped underneath a 300
tackled.
Now,
plus.
this
He got
is the
tackled.
last point, Ty.
No, all of it is like, I think we all see eye to eye on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hate how self-righteous the NFL is.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, Tua's cripping on him, and now all of a sudden,
And they're like, oh,
how many people are out for concussions this week?
I have one more point.
Well,
Tons of
it's
dudes.
also because they updated the rule.
I know, but that should have been the case.
I
Plus,
agree.
people
And
are saying
now
it's the,
they're like,
it's the
oh.
concrete under the turf that's giving a lot of concussions. I don't
freaking
know.
cares,
I don't
dude.
know.
No, I
I
get
don't know.
what
It
you're
just kills. So now everyone they're overcompensating,
Yeah.
we're a safe sport. So
Yeah.
Tom Brady
Yeah,
gets
the amount of
twirled to
oh
the
my
ground.
lord, the amount of
And now
concussion protocols. It's like,
dude.
okay, now are we being overly cautious?
We're all
or
about
are
player
we-
safety,
With
obviously.
concussions, though, I
yeah,
feel like
and-
overly
and
cautious.
Chris
is-
Olave,
I know, but just in general,
there was a
right.
running Naheem
are you
Hines when he
fooling?
was walking off, he couldn't stand. Like those are understandable.
Okay,
but going
last
back to
point.
Diego's point about Tom Brady throwing a fit, that's another issue within sports is players have a lot. This is basketball too. Players have a lot of say when a foul is called because the moment they throw a fit, the ref calls it. Basketball, LeBron James, James Harden, Steph Curry, all these people, they throw their arms up or they do whatever. So the refs have to also stop caring so much about how the players feel and just call the game how they
You
think
want to
it
know?
needs to be
You want
called.
to know what sport doesn't do that?
Baseball.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. That umpire is gonna just.
That's
He's gonna
because,
keep calling
but
the
that's
game how he
because
wants
he
to call the
literally,
game.
that's because he literally has to call strikes within a. If he doesn't, then he's stupid. But there's a set place for him to call.
I feel like it's a lot. Those refs are unreal in baseball. But
All right, real last point.
No,
for me, yes.
no, we're
this
done.
last point. To that point, Antonio,
this is a great conversation.
Yeah, better than the Bucs.
I think, again, this is the way I saw it happening. And if I was the referee, I can see where the confusion might come if this was the case. I'm not saying this is the case, but if it was this, I don't know that it's necessarily that they gave Tom Brady that power, but he swings him down, and in real time, you can't see how rough it is. So the ref's kind of like, ooh, that kind of, that's iffy. Now Tom Brady knows that it could have looked iffy, throws a fit to bait that, and the ref's okay, it must have been
It
a lot
wasn't
rougher.
a late call.
But why
though.
does
It was
intentional
later.
grounding?
It was a couple of
intentional
seconds.
grounding is never called in the moment. So why can't they talk about it and say, okay, did this happen? Yeah,
true.
throw the flag.